Everybody, and welcome back to Farmboy's Garage for part 2 of the stereo and speaker overhaul of the 85 Chevy C30. This is pretty much going to apply to 73 to 87 Chevy trucks, and today we're going to do the speaker removal and replacement. So behind the seat we're going to have two speakers if they're factory, one on each corner, and these are going to be held in with a few 7mm bolts. It's going to be a little easier if we roll our seat forward here. And of course I got a bunch of coats in here out in the way, so let me get this stuff out of the way and we'll get to it. Alright, so each of these speakers is going to have 3 bolts. One here at the top, one up here at the top, and then one directly in the bottom. And we're going to take it out and unplug the speaker from the factory wiring harness. Alright, with the 3 bolts removed, it just lays forward. We can see the factory wiring harness like that. Really simple. And one thing, remember, if you're replacing factory speakers, you want to be able to reuse the factory wiring. So what you want to get is this universal speaker harness. That's the part number. Don't know who sold this, but you can look it up on eBay. I think that's where I got this. And so your factory speaker wires will plug into these, and then on the other end these have already pre-terminated ends to plug into the aftermarket speakers. So I'm going to go ahead and change these out. These is original made in Japan speakers, and all it's held in here, we're going to take these 4 Phillips heads off. Once we got the cover off, we can see it's only held on by a couple of screws. So unbelievably, this thing is not cracked anywhere. I'm surprised. Alright, so what we're going to be replacing with is a set of Kenwood KFC 415Cs. These is 160 watt speakers, and they're 4x10s, and that's what you really need. Tell that these speakers are going to be a lot taller. When you put them in, we want to put the connector down. This is going to be, the 2 up here is going to be on the top, so we want to put them in like that. Now what we can do here is if we had some self-tapping screws, we'll just run them in. Right, so just to make it a little easier with these screws, we want to pre-drill a little bitty hole here. So we got it attached. Like I say, we can always come back. Now we got this on, we got it attached. Now we want to try to get this on, and if we can see, it will fit, but it's going to be a little bit short. We're going to need some little bit longer screws. Good. don't want to over tighten and bust this plastic. We do want it to sit all the way down. There we go. One speaker ready to mount. And then hopefully these won't be in the way. If they are, you can always trim them. So I'm going to go ahead and do the second speaker the same way, and we'll get ready to mount them back. Alright everybody, I was doing the second speaker, and I looked over on the ground and I seen this bag full of screws, and apparently this come with the speaker set, and it fell out on the ground. So it already has these long screws, and I believe they'll work just fine. It actually has a bunch of speed nuts and stuff like that. Be handy for later. So if you buy this, then you won't need to look for any more screws. It already comes with them, and you can see they're plenty long. Probably actually have to end up cutting them off a little bit to get them in the truck, but we'll see. I'll leave this one uncut. The other one has some long screws too, so we'll see if they're going to be a hindrance to getting the speakers back in the truck. Alright everybody, the last piece of the puzzle is hooking up the wiring harness, and on these you don't have to worry about what's positive and what's negative, because the wiring harness is really made, I guess it's standard. The black is going to be a small plug, the white's a bigger plug, so this is the big plug, this is the small plug. Should you not have this, then the small plug apparently it would be the ground. I'm assuming black is ground. But if you go ahead and buy the harness, then you don't have any worries. It is a little bit of a pain to get these on, but they're just spade connectors, but they are kind of tight. Alright, so we can see the wiring harness. It's really only going to go one way. You gotta, I don't know if it's going to pick up these little knots right there. And then on this side you got like a little clip area. And over here, I believe it's going to go. I can't hold the camera and do it, but I believe this area here is going to go to the side right here where this clip is. Alright everybody, so I've got it clipped in, and I told y'all wrong inside. If we look, the yellow, so you got a brown and a yellow, and then you got a yellow. I'd have to look, but I think that the brown is going to be, the brown with the yellow stripes is going to be the ground. So if that's the case, then this white's the ground and not the black. But it'll only go one way. Goes pretty easy, and now all we got to do is put it back in there. Alright everybody, so we got the rear speakers done, and I'm going to wait on the front speakers. You have one in each corner, one down here, one over there. Some also had a speaker right dead center right there. I'm not sure if this one does or not. I do have a speaker for the center, but I don't have the ones for the edges. And with this dash, being cracked up, I don't want to risk taking this dash off and damaging it even more. And I've got to fix this centerpiece that's broke. So that's going to be a later project. I'm not worried about that right now. So I think for right now, the rear speakers are going to be good enough. Appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully this didn't turn into a real long video. So stay tuned for part 3 where we replace the radio. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't.